Good morning, everyone, or evening, or whatever time zone you may be on, because we're all in different time zones. Welcome to our day 3 Q&A, get to know our speakers session. We realize that some of these speakers are before the video is actually released, but that's because they're in India and a new time zone. So we have to try and accommodate all the really different time zones we have all over the world. So if you're listening, say hi, let us know which part of the world you're in. And we're excited to have Shalini and Aim from, now I've got to remember, the Owl Card, and I was trying to think the name of your store, the dress shop. No, the crafty.
Dress My Crafts.
Dress My Craft. There was dress and craft in there. Dress My Craft. So thank you guys for joining us. It's 6:30 in the evening for you. Is it 6:30 for both of you?
Yes.
Yes. There are so many time zones to deal with.
Yeah.
Excellent. So thank you. If you're live on Facebook, let us know. We have people on Facebook here. Thank you for being here from Nova Scotia, from Wisconsin. So thanks for coming in and joining us. And if you're watching the replay, we will be back to answer questions. So you can always post questions in either YouTube or Facebook. So thank you, ladies. The first question we're asking, we're going to ask where you're from. So if you can let us know where in India you're from.
Okay, so I would like to introduce myself first. So my name is Shalini Mittal, and I have a beautiful designer, Anu Thakur. Don't read us as Ani Thakur. I think in the process of getting on online, she has mentioned our wrong spellings. So it's showing Ani Thakur. Actually, it's not Ani, it's Anu Thakur. So she's Anu, and we both are from Delhi. And we are working. So I'm running the Dress My Craft, and they are running the whole project and the whole soul of the Dress My Craft. They're the designers, who are doing everything. And we are almost a couple of hours, actually, I don't know, we are ahead of you or we are actually behind you, but right now it's 6:30 p.m. So I'm sure we are ahead of you already, guys, and I'm super excited to be a part of you this summit. Many thanks to Tracy for organizing such a big event, and that too such flawless preparations. I know every moment I get an email from Tracy and I wonder how come you're able to manage everything so well that I don't have to ask any questions. You guys are pretty well managed. I'm so glad to be a part of it. And I hand it over to Anu because she has prepared the beautiful card for everyone, and I give the chance to her to go ahead and introduce herself in a better way.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, hi ladies. First of all, very good morning, and I'm super excited to be here and talking to you both. From till date, I've only been hearing a lot of good things, a lot of great things about you ladies from Shanley ma'am itself. And today I've got a chance to actually see you face to face and talk to you. It's really a pleasure for me. And I am Anu Thakur. I'm a creative designer here at Dress My Craft. We love creating pretty stuff here, and I totally enjoyed creating this beautiful card for you guys for this particular summit. So I thoroughly enjoyed creating it, and in the video itself, I have shared a lot of tips and techniques for this card as well. So I'm sure you guys gonna have a great time watching the video.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
We have questions for you, but just for people who are asking, yes, the video hasn't been released yet. It gets released at 10 o'clock. We're doing this one early because it's 6:30 in India. We have to accommodate all these amazing time zones. We did a live crop with our VIPs last night, which was full of people from Australia, New Zealand, all over the world. So Germany, I think there was a lot. So it is so amazing to be able to do these things when people, and to be able to bring people from another country to you so that you can see their techniques, you can see what they do, but that adds the unique challenge of time zones. So that's why you haven't seen them yet. You will get an email in 55 minutes with access to it, and you'll get it, and it's a really fun video, so absolutely. Adelaide loves owls, so that is great. So we're asking everybody a question, and you both can answer this separately, which is, how did you get into paper crafting? What got you into this particular business?
Okay, so Anu, would you like? I think when we talk about business, I think it's me who will be answering. But when it is about only paper, Anu would answer it better. So for me, it's been almost 14 years being in this business. I did not plan to do this business at all. It was just by chance. I delivered my first baby, and after that, I didn't have anything to do in my hand. I mean, when he was around 2 years, so I was sitting back home and actually getting bored. So I started looking for something on internet. At that time, Google was not that strong the way it is today. We Google everything these days. In fact, now we do chat GPT every day. But at that time it was not that strong. But fortunately, I got in touch with few papercraft techniques, precisely saying it was quilling. And then I realized that the tools are really interesting, because I think I have been always very interested in the stationery and the tools. And more than jewelry, scissors attracts me. And more than any jewelry, papercraft trimmer attracts me. So I think that was a point when I started looking at the tools, and I started finding them great for myself, started collecting them. And then there how people looking started, that if I could sell them it to them, and if I can get it for them. And that's how we got a lot of tools in our store. And gradually we started building up our own brand in 2017, finally, after a lot of years working with other brands. And that's how the Dress My Craft was born one fine day in 2017, and we are here in 2023. So
that is awesome, and I like that's great, because I think we're hearing a lot of common themes as to why people have become crafters. And it's sometimes it's I didn't have anything to do with my hands, I was sitting there, and other times it's a memory or whatever. So that's great, and I love the fact that you created your own business. I'm a business coach. That's what I do for a living. So I love when I see women creating businesses that are strong and creating opportunity for people. So thanks for sharing that.
High five for that.
Yes, absolutely. And how did you get into crafting, into this industry and designing?
Me, actually, it was again not planned, because I'm coming from a family. My father is actually a crafter, in a sense that he actually sews. So he's in sewing, and he's like creates he's in gents garments basically. So scissors was something which I have been using for like since childhood. So he likes to use his scissors on fabric. I like to use my scissors on papers, basically. So from school days onwards, I was very much into sketching, into painting, and then one fine day, I get into like some of the hobby classes that my school was arranging. So like in 2 months, that summer break that we get, I get into those classes, and then I just developed a hobby, kind of a thing, that I liked that process of cutting paper, pasting it, and creating beautiful items out of it. So that's something which interested me. And then I just went ahead, learned new things, got to know about so many beautiful brands in the market and things like that. And things went on and on and on. Then one fine day, ma'am found me, and she was like, let's do something together. And then just I got here.
That's awesome. I mean, that's how things happen. Oops, have you frozen? Hopefully not.
I think so. She's lost.
Oh, there you go. You're back. We had some freezing issues with Alicia was in Australia, so it can happen. It's not just you. Debbie, we know you would prefer to watch the videos before the Q&A, but we have a 24-hour clock going here, so we have to do the best that we can. And these ladies will be back to answer any questions.
Yep.
The last question we're asking everybody is, what do you prefer, card making or scrapbooking, or both?
Okay. So I think I'll take the chance, so that it keeps falling in a rhythm, and we don't get confused with each other.
Yes.
For me, if you ask me personally, I am more of a scrapbooker. I'm not a card maker, because my problem is that I don't know where to stop. And in the cards, you need to know where to stop, right? Anu has an expertise over here, and she knows where to stop, and she makes the most beautiful cards I've ever seen in my life. But for me, it has to be scrapbooking, so that I can keep layering, keep layering, keep layering, and keep layering. So I think for me, it's scrapbooking. But I think Anu would answer for herself.
So I am a hardcore card maker. Basically,
Yes.
I love cards. I dream about cards all day. This is something which I really connect with the most. I do scrapbooking often when I have like a lot of time in my hand, and I feel like I just want to just get lost in something, so that I just need a large amount. I have some large amount of time in my hand, and I go into scrapbooking. And if I want to give a break in between card making, I want to just freshen up my mind or do something else, then I get into scrapbooking. But most of the time, it's always and always card making for me.
Which you guys are a great example of why this whole paper craft kind of fuses together.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's neat, because that makes it exciting. There's different things that are going on. We have a question for you, which is the pop at the bottom of the screen. Shalini, do you have a brick and mortar store or just an online?
So yeah, so apart from Dress My Craft, yeah, we do actually sell other brands in our store. So Dress My Craft is our brand which we sell to another countries and as well as in India. So we do have a brick and mortar store over here in India as well as online. But if you ask me the percentage, so it's just the hardly 5 to 10% people who actually walks into the store. Mostly and mainly it's 95% online. People likes to buy things online, so I think it's more comfort for everyone being online. You just type in something, click on the picture and select the product, put it into the cart, and go and sit on the door and wait for the parcel to come. I think that's much easier.
We have turned into that, haven't we? We have turned into
Yes,
that kind of, yay, let's wait for the present to come to the door. Tracy.
And
correct,
I was
correct.
just gonna say, I sorry, because we can't see the person's name who's asking the question, but contact your local stores, ask them, because Shalini's company, Just My Crafts, they can bring in the product. Like I buy her products, okay, and sell them to my clients. So they're a manufacturer, basically, mostly,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So please ask your stores to bring them in because they do have very nice, unique product. And I'll tell you one thing: your tools so far, your punches and everything, your scissors are excellent quality. So let your stores know that too.
Thank you, thank you
Yeah,
so
no,
much.
it is the truth. Yeah.
Thank you. I think so. This is something I'm very glad. This is the only feedback we got the entire show when we were in Namta. Everybody just came back and told me about the scissors and the Teflon bone folders and stuff like that. We are very glad that finally we have been able to live up to expectations. In fact, trying to exceed that as well. And I'm so happy, Tracy, that you gave us a chance and really allowed us to be in this scrapbooking summit. I really wanted to say something out of the way, but I have to say that because it's coming from the bottom of my heart. I have never seen a company or maybe two people, that two ladies, putting their heart and soul so beautifully, so organized, that you even went ahead and helped us to the things which I could not think of that you will be helping even with those things. I don't want to bring them up on the camera, but to be very honest, the kind of arrangements, the kind of organization, and the kind of communication you guys have done, commendable job,
Thank
commendable
you.
job. Thank you so much, Heather. I'm in love with you guys. Absolutely. I just don't want to say that I like it. I
We
love
might
it.
be stuck with them, Heather.
We might be. That's good. We like to be stuck with people who do
Yes.
it. No, that
Yeah.
is, thank you so much. I mean, for us who's working, we love doing this. And that's good to hear because we do get some complaints. They're
Oh,
just
that's
interesting things. And it's like, we're doing our best. Anybody who's, we do our best. And I love the fact that people are coming from all over the world.
mm,
Karen's saying she's really enjoying the presentations.
the-
I'm watch them this morning. Yeah, we're trying
thank
it, but it's what is the beauty of being able to bring you somebody from India
you.
who's, as the crafters watch this, if people watch the replay, Tracy was able to find someone she loves. She's bringing them to her clients, and we're bringing them to you. And as Tracy said, you can go ask your local stores to bring them in. And that's the awesomeness of the world that we live in right now.
That's true.
Even, sorry, if for those who've seen my layout, the negative, as I said, feeling negative layout, one of the main papers on that layout happens to be Address My Crafts.
Oh
Happens to be
yeah.
from there. Yep, I used it from I love your Awesome Blossom collection.
Oh, that I know. I
Okay,
have
and
got
I just took a sheet out of that pad and went, "Yep, I'm using this." And so there you
next
go,
time.
everybody.
Next time, I'm gonna bribe everyone to use one product from Dress My
Yeah,
Craft.
yeah. Well, hey,
There you go.
yes.
Do you want to share your card again about exactly
Yes.
what you like, a little bit about how you made the card?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
I think I
sure,
know.
definitely. So, shall I do it like this way, or shall I,
Yeah, no, that's good.
rotate my? Is it okay this way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, this is the card. It's like a slimline card which I have created over here, and this card is actually featuring our newly released Doodle range of transformy sheets. This is basically hot transformy sheets is basically our hot selling product, and this is the entire card, how it looks like. Here's the whole look of the card, and as you can see, the background has a beautiful notebook kind of lines over here, right? So this is again a background transfer which we have available in Dress My Craft. Now, working with transfers is very easy. Basically, whenever you are creating a proper background, you spend a lot of time creating backgrounds when you are doing it with markers, when you are doing with inks and things like that. With Transforme, the creating backgrounds is very simple. It's very quick and it is very convenient as well, because Transmute works with a lot of different bases such as be it MDF, be it wood, be it your plastic, be it terracotta, be it any other material. It works great with anything. And in paper crafting, it does wonders. So you cannot make out if the design, if the background is either printed or you have handmade it. You cannot make it out this way. So Transforme gives you a very seamless finish. And then you can spot these doodle owls. These are so adorable. Look at them. So these are also our Transforme sheets. Transforme sheets are very easy to be done. Easy to be done on paper. Right, and go ahead and pussycut them with your scissors as you do for rest of your elements. In here, because this is like a school theme, this is like a kind of a, it's like a doodle theme. We generally do doodling on our notebooks, on the back of our notebook pages. Generally, we used to do this. When I was in school, I used to do this a lot. This is my, when I have like some free time, I used to go ahead and doodle on the back of my notebook pages. So this is that particular actually inspired me to create this entire card. And when I saw these cute little owls, so I thought, let's just go ahead and make something like this. So these are the thought bubbles. Because these were owls, and I wanted to create it into a doodle theme card. These thought bubbles make a nice, will really give it a nice definition if I, add their thoughts inside these thought bubbles. So basically, this is our die, which I'm going to be showing you right now. This is a die which we have used over here. And then I went ahead and did this, sentiment Transforme, which is coming along with this one as well. These are the sentiments which comes in the same sheet of these doodle owls, and I've done it on top of the thought bubbles over here. And then I went ahead to finish up. I went ahead and added some of the random doodling with a marker here. So this is the entire process which I have done to create this particular card. And here I would really like to show you the Transforme sheet for the doodle owl. Let me just see if I have it. Yes, I have it here.
While you're looking for that, somebody
wrote the Transforme.
Oh, there you go. Lots of owls.
This is how this looks like. It has tons and tons of options of owls to choose from.
Like you're saying, you do get your money's worth when you get a transfer sheet. Like you could do a lot of cards with that. So
yes,
I also get a lot of variety of sentiment as well. You can just pick and choose anyone and write for your cards.
It's so cute.
And
very cute.
For the background, I would really love to show you. This is the entire background of the notebook, which is coming to you in the one sheet. It's a huge panel. You can take out, you can easily take out like 2 slimline cards from this particular sheet easily.
Very cute. I am a doodler, so I can relate to that. I cannot have a clean piece of paper. It just doesn't happen. I try really hard, but it doesn't happen. I always thought doodling calms our mind, I think, for me as somebody. So that's very cool. Thank you. Someone said the card is adorable, excellent quality and creativity. Someone asked if you can give the address of your online shop. It is on her profile in the group, but if you wanted to give it now, it's www something.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's www.dressbycraft.com. But the great idea would be if you get connected with, any of your local stores, maybe Tracy can help you or maybe someone else, because, getting something from India might not be very, great way in terms of shipping. I know I'm killing my sales myself by saying that, but I'm just trying to help you, getting a better deal when somebody's here in US itself. That will be much better. And if you don't get it with Tracy, I think then there are a couple of online stores you can definitely search for.
That's it. And I do the same. Like I would love everybody to buy direct from me, right? But I know if you're, for me, because I'm in Canada, if you're in the States, Australia, it's a lot of shipping and it costs. So yes, tell your stores to bring in this product. So or ask them.
Or maybe if they want to try, they can try once, on scrapbook.com, because, buying something in retail will be really cheaper for them, if they're in US. So scrapbook.com works for you.
You want to, I'll put it in. Somebody's asking what your store address is again, but the audio was skipping a bit. So
nope. So it's in India, dressbycraft.com. It's very simple. So it's dressmycraft.com will be added to it. And if you are looking forward to order in Canada, I think we have lovely lady Tracy here. And in case if you feel that the shipping is too much, and if you're from US, you can certainly look forward for a lot of stores. But if you don't get any, then scrapbook.com would be the easiest for you to actually grab a sheet from.
I'm going to put your URL on the window in a second when my computer decides to wake up.
But that's lovely. So very much. Thank you.
It's spinning here. So I have a question for our card making designer lady. How many cards do you make a year?
Oh. I cannot give you a number. Actually, I make so many. I myself forget sometimes how many cards I have made. I cannot give you a number. It depends. It depends because there is a flow of making cards for me. If I like something a lot, if I love a particular range of products a lot, I go ahead and I go crazy about it, and I just go ahead and make like 10 to 15 to 20 cards for that particular range, right? And it happens. So maybe I can give you maybe a month base. I think in a month I can create about, if I have to give you a number, at least a 50. At least a 50.
Oh, come on. Now you're being modest, okay? You need to be real, okay? You are being modest now. You don't create 50 cards.
Let's fix on
100 cards
let's fix on 35 to 40. I'm not gonna go any less than that.
You can't go below. You can't go below. So it's just the time, if I tell her that you are working on a Halloween range, or if you're working on a Christmas range, and if I give her dice, I literally have to stop her and I have to pull her back. Anu, please stop making cards. We don't really need that many. So it has to be 100 cards maybe sometimes in a month. It cannot be like a 50.
Who and do you design the owls that you showed? Did you design them? Do you have other people who design your embellishments? Is that the right term?
We have a dedicated designer who actually works for the graphics. We only design the products, actually, the cars, the scrapbooks, and things like that.
Okay.
And one more thing I would like to definitely add up. For these particular owls, we do have a designer who is from UK. Graphics from her, and recently, initially we were not like putting her name, but now we have started putting her name stickers as well, because there were a lot of people who knew her, and they were like, how these designs are coming in Transfer Me, are they lifted, are they knockoffs, or whatever it is. So we made a agreement in between us that let's go ahead and actually start putting your name on the transfer, so that people know this is coming from the real designer, rather than they feel that it's lifted or something. And otherwise, the designers, wherever we actually work with, whatever designs we work with, we generally, tend to either create them by ourselves, or we buy the licensed designs. So we are very, very, very aware and a very careful company when it comes to designing anything. We do not, pick up things just like that because it's on Google. So we just don't pick.
Yeah, that makes sense. For someone who just wrote, day 3 email will come out at 10 a.m. As we've said, if you just joined us, we've said we're early doing this because these beautiful ladies are in India. It's their evening. So when we have people all over the world, and they're so generous to come on live Q&As, we have to accommodate the time for that. So it is coming out. I have a question that might fascinate people here. How do you go about, because we haven't had a lot of manufacturers on, and I think sometimes it's neat to know how our manufacturers go about doing something. How do you decide on your next design?
So I think, it's a process. So, once you're creating something, okay. So for me, I had learned one line from my dad, years ago. And my dad told me, there is, a one person who is the best teacher for you in the world. And your best teacher in the world is your customer, because your customer always tells you, what you need to actually make next. So for me, if I'm designing something, my customer will ask and say something to me, that, okay, you have designed this, but do you have this? You have designed this, do you have this? So every time, whenever there is somebody who is giving me an opportunity by asking me a question, I always, write it down somewhere in my diary or in my, notes. And I make it a point that if it is something we can actually go around and we can create it, we definitely try to accommodate that request, because a customer only comes and teaches you all the time that what they need next. So rather than, just rushing and creating your own designs, because we definitely fail miserably at times when it comes to design. Not every time all the designs really work, great for you. we definitely tend to make mistakes. We do blunders as well. So we always try and look forward for the feedbacks. I think that is the best teacher for you, when you actually listen to your customers' feedback. That's how you learn what should be the next step. So I think for me, a customer's feedback is really, really, really very important.
That's great. And that's a good answer for the comment that Tracy's made, which is go ask your store what you want, right? Because then that gets back to the manufacturers, So if there's something you've always wanted, start asking, because that's how you're going to get it made.
Yes, and we are very much up for it, because whenever we get a request, we always try to accommodate. It may take time, because as a manufacturer, you need to have like minimum order quantities of something, and you need to see to it the product should really move from the shelf. It shouldn't be sitting on the shelf, but still we are very accommodating that ways. If somebody's looking for a thing, we always try and not say a no to our customers. We always do that.
If I may ask a question, because again, a lot of people may not even know what a transfer sheet is, but I'm curious, what made you choose a transfer sheet over doing stickers or a rub-on?
Okay, so if you may ask me, I think everything has its own role to play. So I'll not be very unfair to any of the other products or any other brands. So no offense to anyone. But when it comes to transforming sheet, it's a very satisfying process. Like when you put the sheet upside down, you don't know. I mean, even if you know the design, you don't know how exactly it is going to look like on that particular surface, or maybe a card or a coaster or an artifact. But the moment you release that sheet, it's always a thing which comes out of your mouth, and that's wow. Nobody can ever use a transfer sheet without using this word. So I think that wow factor is really there in transfer sheets. And no matter how many times you have transferred, no matter what the design is, no matter how many times you've seen it, every time we have to say a wow the moment we put water and actually we release the sheet. So that's what we always feel. So I think that's something which is a point where everybody wants to try the transformation sheets. Of course, stickers has its own value. Drop-ons has its own value. I don't want to demean any product, or I don't want to say how it is better than
No, I
any.
just find that it's unique that you are doing transfer sheets. And that's also why I want, kind of to introduce it to more people as well.
I think
Yes,
that's a great explanation of why you would do a product.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Because
it helps me maybe give ideas to people, to clients. This is maybe why you would like one. Right?
Yeah. And
So, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm actually losing in between, because I think the camera is really not doing
Oh,
the
you're
justice.
good.
Some connection issues is saying there seems to be some of your streams having connection issues. I don't know
No,
if you
you're
guys are
good.
able to hear.
No, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm sorry, Tracy. I really missed you in between. But what I was trying to say from my perspective, I respect your question, and I really, really, feel this is so easy, and this is so, satisfying for us as a manufacturer to put our point forward. So I wanted to say that with Transformation Sheet, I personally feel it's a wow factor every time, and that's why we really, really love Transforme. And the best part is it doesn't need any perfection. You don't need to be a perfectionist, you don't need to be a crafter, you don't need to be experienced to try this on. You can just go ahead, make mistakes, layer it up, do wrong, recreate it, repaint it, and you can just keep doing it. So I think that's what really is enjoying factor in it.
Someone just wrote along what you just said. They just wrote, I've recently become more interested in transfer sheets, didn't use them, but can see me getting addicted to them for sure.
I know that's something we'd really love about that.
But that's a wonderful description of why you do something, for people to have that wow factor. Because no matter what art we do, I've shared, I'm not a scrapbooker or paper crafter yet. I do a lot of drawing and stuff, and I always find that wow factor of when you see something come together that you never thought you could do. And it doesn't matter how you get there. And that's even true in the business world. I do, like with my clients who do a summit for the first time. They're like, oh my God, I did this, right? So that wow factor should never be underestimated, because it's such a great thing. Here we go. What was this one? They're going by fast again. It's very unique. I think that's the magic part of using the transfer. Thank you, ladies, for sharing.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Julie.
Question answer. Your presentation was the first time I've ever seen transfer sheets being used, and I was only familiar with rub-ons. So there you go. So VIPs have had access to your presentation. Everyone else gets access in 30 minutes. So that's why some people have seen it if they're a VIP. So that's cool. That really warms Tracy and my heart that we brought something that you've never tried before. And that's really what it's about, is trying new things.
And no offense, but to anybody else, but there was a reason I asked you, because I know you have some different products out there, and I love things that are different and unique. I do. So
And
And we're
that's
grateful to
cool.
you for that.
I have a question I was going to ask people in the who are live with us, have you used transfer sheets? So we've heard one person never seen them before. Have you used them before? Is it something you want to try? So this is a great opportunity to try new things, which is cool. And we'll see. There's always a 10-second delay on this, so we'll see if anybody comes in and says that they've tried them or not tried them. But yes, very much appreciated. And just bringing, I think it's really cool to talk to you as manufacturers as well, like somebody who's actually building a business to support this wonderful audience, right? And, so we have Tracy here, who is a retailer. There you go. Can't speak it this morning. Who's a retailer, who's the person who gets you all these amazing products. And then you have the manufacturers, which is great. And it's good to understand how things happen, right? It's really good for people who are using the crafts to understand what's coming through in that. So I appreciate that. It's great. Tracy, you had a question?
Oh, sorry, just because I saw comments, so I'm going, hang on, if they're gonna speak, let them speak.
No, somebody said I never use them for crafting. I'm looking forward to it. This is the first time I've seen them used for scrapbooking, but I've seen temporary tattoos that act the same way. Yeah, with water activation, same idea. Plan to try them out now that I know what they are. Excellent. So definitely ask for them from your local store. If you have a local store, I used them many years ago. I transferred pictures onto t-shirts from sewing. Yeah, from sewing. But yes, if you have a local store, definitely look that. I use transfer sheets, but what surface have you used them on? I have used them on paper and on the front of albums. So, and what surface can they be used on? That's a great question.
Yeah. So I think answering to that particular question, I really don't think that I need to answer in a way that you can use on this. Rather, I'll tell you that what surfaces you can't use on. So only surfaces you can't use on is anything like a silk fabric. You can't really use it on. But what you can use it on, just to make it easy for people to understand, is you can go ahead and use it on paper, wood, MDF, marble, plastic, leather, or any terracotta or anything like that. The only thing you need to be careful about transfer sheet is just two things. First thing, I really want to highlight this so that people don't make mistake, and they don't. I know at the end of the day we don't want to see project getting ruined. So first thing is, because it's a very thin film, and it just gets transferred. There is no paper into it. It's a film which gets transferred. So whenever you're doing a transfer, you always have to have a white background. If you have any other dark color background, the film will not be showing off. That's one thing which is very important. Second thing is, if you have a dark surface like a black or a blue, and if you still want to use, then I would recommend that we have a transfer which is white and golden. So I would suggest using the white and golden. Unfortunately, we do not have too many designs in whites and goldens. We have more of florals and we have more of bases, but you can still do it on the darker surface. But the most popular range is the one which is used on the white. Second thing I would like to suggest is, if you're creating any utility items which you put to use every day. So for example, if it is a phone cover, it's an iPad cover, or maybe it's a pot, or maybe it's a coaster, or anything which is going for usage every day, it's a mandatory thing that you need to cover it up. So you need to cover it up either with some varnish, or you need to cover it with the resin, or you need to cover up with anything like a Mod Podge. Every day I get a question which I would love to answer today. I know nobody has asked me as yet, but I would still say. So they say, is it water resistant? Is it waterproof? Is it something? So I would like to say, in a way, transfer itself is not waterproof. Transfer itself in its own way, it's not water resistant until you use a varnish on the top of it, or maybe use a resin on the top of it. So it totally depends on the quality of the protector you're using. So if you're using a high quality varnish, if you're using a high quality resin, trust me, the transfer is not going anywhere until lifetime. It's forever for you. But if you are using anything which you feel that, okay, I've coated it once and now I can scrub it, no, you can't scrub it, because if that coat is not sufficient to actually cure that layer. So you really need to cure that layer. Some people are very convenient to use resin on the top of it. Some people say, I'm good with Mod Podge, but I would recommend, even if it is a Mod Podge, go ahead and do at least 2 layers so that it's protected well. For transfer itself, as a film, you need to make it waterproof. You need to make it water resistant, which will happen. But if you do not use anything, it will not happen. But additionally saying, if you're making cards, you don't need to protect. because on the card it's not a utility item. You're just presenting it to someone, and somebody's just keeping it. You're not putting it to use. You're just looking at it as a gift itself. So for albums, for cards, for layouts, you may not protect it. It's totally fine. But if you're going for any utility item which is everyday in your hand, like coasters, trays, or artifacts you're putting on wall, you need to protect it from dust. That's important.
Very good. So somebody just said they saw the video. I saw in the video all the different materials that transfers can be used on. They seem very versatile. That makes it even more amazing. I could like candles, tiles. When you said the back of your phone, that would be fun.
Yeah, you just gave us a ton of ideas. Thank you.
Yeah, Tracy, for that's a very cool, because then it's not just for one thing, which is kind of cool. So you could buy that sheet that you were showing, and you could make like a set of candles plus a scrapbook plus a card. What a great gift.
I'm here thinking, keep your kids busy for 5 minutes,
Yes.
like, because it's easy and it's not that messy, right? Keep them busy, do that, and make a Christmas gift for grandma or what, anyways, just, yeah.
Someone said, I did seal the transfer of my album with matte medium. Would that be sufficient?
Yeah, actually, you don't need to really put that on album as well. But if you've done it, it's a great thing, because it's always, good to be safe. I mean, you need to prevent things rather than, just curing it later. So I think it's a good idea that if you have done it, I think it's more than sufficient as long as it's a scrapbook. Maybe if it is any other thing, I may need to suggest something else. But also, I wanted to say one thing. I do not suggest people initially to go ahead and actually try it on fabric, because in fabric, you really need some kind of expertise, to be able to handle, because it's a thin film and it will crack if you stretch the fabric. So you need to be pro about it. Like, you need to make sure that the fabric is painted with the same color, or it's done nicely, or the starch has been removed, it's been pre-washed. So there are a couple of things which you need to see with the fabric. It is doable, but I do not recommend anybody to try directly on the fabric, because it may not give you that great results with the fabric.
Makes sense. Yeah, because you stretch fabric. It reminds me of those things we did with kids when they used to have the iron-ons. They do, and it stretched and cracked. So yes, but I could just see, somebody making a really good gift set of a couple of different things, like a mug, a card, a notepad, and here you get something, but it's all in the same thing. So there you go, Tracy, ideas for your clients.
And one more thing I would like to add, since we are discussing this, so there are a lot of people who do the whole bathroom sets. So they buy the bathroom soap dispensers, and then the trays and the coasters and those those brush holders and stuff like that. Since generally they come in like white colors, which is very easily available at the dollar stores, or maybe some Hobby Lobby, or maybe some very easily available, the blanks, or maybe Amazon for the fact. So you can just pick up the blanks from there. Put some paint on it, just a white paint, or even if you don't paint, it's fine. But we recommend painting a little bit, so that it kind of gets covered up with the paint, and then do the transfer, put the varnish all around it, and enjoy your own thing. Because we do have transfers, where you have like whole theme coming up. Like, you have a baby theme, you have a anniversary theme, you have a happy birthday. So you have tons and tons things coming up. And I would definitely want to highlight this point. The transformation sheets are real good value for money, because they're A4 size and they have tons. Like, we are not doing it like we give you one design on the corner and then say like only 4 designs or 6 designs. Some transfers have as many as like 70 designs on one sheet. Sometimes it's like 20 designs, sometimes 30 designs, sometimes 40, depending on the size. But it's a good value for money, because
that's great. Yeah, that's good. I mean, you just baby, there you could do a baby set. Like, so many ideas come up outside of scrapbooking, so that's kind of cool as well. So thank you so much. Any other? They are I'm not sure what that comment is, Karen. They are AI. AL. Not sure. You might have been cut off on that, but thank you so much. Any other questions online before we wrap up? Because we have another one at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
We are doing these rapidly. It's all great.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I think your transfer sheets are great. I learned something this morning. So there you go. But yeah.
I learned something. Seriously, I wasn't thinking of the transfer sheets for everything else. I'm always so paper focused. But yeah, you just made me go, hang on, light bulb.
I think we all learn each other all the time. That's what life was all about. We're all learning.
Will you be selling on Amazon? Someone asked.
No, we don't. We just sell it to the retailers, the independent stores, because we try to help them up. I'm not sure if somebody is selling from US, because I'm not very familiar with it, but we don't sell it on Amazon.
But that's, small business helping small business, I think, is an
Yes,
amazing.
exactly. We don't want to see the products coming on eBay and Amazon and then, getting with the discounts and stuff like that. We really want to, help and support our independent craft stores. That's what we look for.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure our independent craft stores like Tracy really help us appreciate that. So yeah, so definitely, if you can't find them, if your local one doesn't reach them, tell them about Dress My Crafts. Tell them about these transfer stickers because they sound really cool. That helps them. That helps you get them. It helps your local store. That's how things happen the best for all of us. And we're so glad we could bring you somebody from another country doing something really unique. So Tracy, thank you for bringing them to everyone. And thank you, ladies, for sharing your passion and what you do. It's amazing.
Yeah. I will just say I had discovered some of your products, years ago, and I went, okay, let's try, because I love to bring in unique and different products to my clients. And then a few months ago, you came out with, more and more new, and then seeing you on a video and the way you giggling, I just went, you know what? These ladies look amazing. I just want to deal with them. And I've never regretted it. My clients are loving the products that I bring in. And yeah, because I'll ramble on a bit. Your new scissors are great. Okay, I have a lady who bought them for cutting wire, and that was her first thing. She's not even a paper crafter. Sorry, loves them, everybody. So tell your stores to bring them in. They've got a lot of dies and everything, and punches that we don't get to see anywhere else anymore. Nobody makes them, and they come out with great things. You have, sorry, I'm going to say this for the stores or for anybody buying, your utensils, punches that you can cut out a fork, knife, and the spoon. Where can you get that anywhere else? Like, there you go. So I'm just going to ramble on a bit, but bring them in, people, or ask for them. They're amazing. Go buy them now. You have a disc,
Yeah, there is for people in the VIP.
VIP, yeah. Sorry, that's what.
So yes,
but they're nice. They're neat. I like the creativity in your products.
Thank you so much. I think
Thank you so much.
I don't have much to say. I just wanted to say a big thank you to you because it's very difficult for us to be connecting with so many people, such a big audience. You guys have done a commendable job. Once more, hats off to you guys, taking care of everything so well, organizing everything, managing everything. It's not easy. I totally understand it, but you have done it like extremely well. We as a manufacturer and we as a brand are super satisfied, and I'm sure people who are there in Scrapbooking Summit would love you the way we are loving you. Thank you so much for having us here, and especially doing this Q&A where people can come to know about the product and the brand a little bit more. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
And you may get more questions as everybody gets to see the card, do the card, and I know you ladies, they will answer you. Is also what I can tell you is they answer every question you ask them.
So they'll be tagged in the group and on social media. We have one person who said, thank you so much, ladies. There's such a great selection of transfer sheets on your site. Appreciate you both taking the time to come and talk with us and teach us. And thank you. Thank you. We have amazing contagious energy. There you go. There you go. That's always good to hear too. So thank you so much for those. You will get your email at 10 o'clock this morning, which is 15 minutes away with all of the great presentations, and you have 24 hours to listen to them. We have 3 other Q&As today, I believe, Tracy. Yeah, 3 other Q&As today. And for the VIPs, we have our second crop. We had a lot of fun in our live crop yesterday. We have our second one today at 2 p.m. Eastern. Great. Come and join us. The ladies were great. And because we did an evening one, we had a good contingency of Aussies. So we had people who had never talked to people from other countries before, which was great and fun too. So thank you so much. Go check out Dress My Crafts. Go and ask for the supplies with your local supplier. And we are excited. So thank you so much, ladies.
I think thank you to Anu as well, because she has created such a beautiful card for everyone. And Anu, I really appreciate you making such amazing beauties for all the people.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really been an honor being here, talking to you ladies. I had a lovely, lovely, lovely time, speaking to all of you.
Excellent. We have another one. I love Dress Me Craft products. So you've got some fans, which is always great too.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So thank you. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes with more egg. Excellent. Thanks. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.